Good morning to everyone and welcome to another update on the market. For today, I decided to cover British pound versus US dollar. I will speak about the gold market, crude oil and Bitcoin versus US dollar. I will start with the British pound versus US dollar first, and this is something that we spoke in the last previous forecast. So we got perfectly well from this downside and hold this downswing. Market actually reached also the secondary objective around the 1.2860 mark. But it's very interesting here that the rally was a pretty, normal pullback. Looks like a very natural reaction. And that there is still chance for the lower prices of the pound. And we might even see potential for the retest of 1.2840 or this rising trend line, which is the main trend line starting from May 31st this year. So there is a chance for, let's say, approx 100 pips from this standpoint, right? Potential for the downside move. The pullback looks like a natural pullback. No really any kind of big divergence or big exhaustion from sellers. So this was the natural reaction that happened later yesterday to the session and a little bit overnight rally, and there is still chance for the lower prices on the pound dollar. If we speak about the gold market is on the critical pivot point and actually it's having a hard time around that 1985, 1986 area. We can see here there is a cluster of the swing highs, which is something that it's like a strong resistance defined there. So market actually took this pivot high, but then it sold off back into this area. Again, we have still this rising trend line in control. One of the scenarios, because let's say that if this is a fake breakout, we might then see some kind of the movement down, some like expanded flat at least, or retest of those swing highs, for example, or the rising trend line. So the area around 1970 towards the 1963 might be in the play in case of this downside rotation back to attack this low. If this is just a pullback like a flag, then if we can see higher prices and if market can overtake this high at 1986 and hold above, then it can open the door for 2000 mark to be on the test. So those two scenarios are, from my perspective, most interesting around this stage in the gold market. Speaking of the crude oil market, it's kind of in the consolidation, but market actually tried. This was a pullback. It tried to take this high and it failed. So again, we might see that this is actually like an ABC bigger one. It's also, it might be possible this is like smaller ABC. And the market can take those lows. Probably we might see the retest of the low at 73 or 74 mark. So to retest the low from this perspective, maybe even to overtake that low, to trade below that low. So that's a scenario that might be in the play on the crude oil. Of course, the market find aggressive buyers and so on, it can try to retest 76.80 or 77.20 mark. Speaking of the Bitcoin versus US dollar, we cleared this supply trend line, shorter time frame, but this might actually be a good sign for higher prices. We already established this rising trend line, so we might see rotation back to this top of the range. So we will see, now it's just a rallying up, but maybe after some pullbacks or so, there is a chance for the higher prices towards this resistance cluster at 31,400, 500 mark. If there will be some bigger supply and then overtake this, then we might hit the lower prices towards the 29,600. So at this point, just I would like to see either pullback to see how much supply we have on the market. So that will be all for this update, guys. I hope that you did enjoy. Trade safe as always and speak to you from tomorrow morning.